Okay, so here I am back at it again. We are heading into Unit 7 where we're going to start to talk about different kinds of interest. So we're going to talk about simple interest, we're going to talk about compounded interest, we're talking about money. But just like in Unit 6, you have formulas that you're going to use. You don't have to commit them to memory because they're on your star chart. So I want to go through 4 examples with you, just filling it out, see what I'm looking for, how I do this. I'm going to take these formulas straight off your star chart. So we're going to do simple interest and we're going to do compound interest. Okay. So I'm going to take them and I'm going to go ahead and write them on our paper just so we're not going back and forth. So for my simple interest, that formula is I, which is the interest rate, PRT. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you what those all are. Your compound interest formula is capital A, P1 plus R to the T power. Okay, so let's talk about what these letters mean because they're a little bit different than what we worked with before. So when I'm talking about my interest, again, that I is going to be your amount of interest. That capital P, that's your initial amount. Okay, what am I starting with? What is the money that I'm using basically? Your R, that is going to be your rate. Now, for your rate, you want to make sure that that's always going to be in a decimal form. So I want to make sure that whatever this is, oops, I did it wrong. Sorry. R equals rate. This is always a decimal. So we're going to see it as a percent, but we need to make sure that we're changing it to a decimal. Okay? And then you have your T, which is the length or time of your investment. Sorry, they were talking on. I learned how to pause. Okay, so this should be always in years. Okay. When we're doing the compounded interest, that capital A right here is going to be your total account balance. But if you see, I got my P in both places, R in both places, T in both places. We just use them in different ways, okay? So let's go ahead, let's jump right in. Just as warming up, practicing, seeing how we feel about it. So this is saying calculate the simple interest earned, round to the nearest cent if necessary. In my actual question, I still want to go ahead and highlight or underline, whichever you choose. What kind of interest are you asking me for? So this says $2,380 is deposited into an account that earns 3.14% simple interest for 4 years. So what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight this. So when I do go to my star chart, and remember I just went ahead and wrote them here, when I do go, I'm making sure that I'm using the right formula. Okay? So that formula, I equals PRT. Let me see what those are going to look like. Well, here's my P, my $2,380. This is my rate right here. So my R is 3.14%. But remember, I don't want this as a percentage. I want to change it to a decimal. So let me do that over here before I even put it into my formula. Okay, so let's take a look at the calculator. We're going to put it in. As a decimal, it looks like 3.25. But remember, I want it as a percent. So after I change that mixed number to a decimal, let me go ahead and go over to my percent. I apologize, I wasn't showing it to you. And it's a glare. What does that answer look like as a percent? It's 0.0325. So it's 0.0325. This is that percentage as a decimal, because when I get ready to put it over here, I want it to be in a decimal. My T is 4 years. We want to just clarify, because sometimes they'll tell you, oh, it was 18 months or it was 24 months. I always want to put it in terms of years. So if they give me anything other than years, I want to make that conversion over here before I go back and I put it into my formula. Okay? So I know what my P is, 2,380 times R. Remember, I changed that to a decimal. 0.0325 times T, which is 4. Now I can go ahead and put that in my calculator. So I have 2380 times 0.0325 times 4, which gives me $309.40. $309.40. So this is telling me the interest that I'm going to earn on my account. If I just put $2,380 in there and I leave it alone for 4 years, I'm going to earn this much more money on my account. Pretty cool, right? More money. All right, let's try this one. It says $7,200 is deposited into an account that earns a 4.5% simple interest rate for 8 years. So again, what kind of interest rate am I looking at? What formula do I need? I need the simple. So, IPRT. So let me pull it out. There's my P. What is my R? 4.5%. And my T is 8 years. Hold on, Ms. Johnson, you didn't change your rate into a... I know, I got you. So, 4.5, go to your percent sign. As a decimal, looks like 0.045. 0.045. Now I'm ready to go ahead and put it in over here. So I have my P, which is 7200, times my rate that I've changed to a decimal, times my time, my length, which is already in years. I can go ahead and put that in my calculator. So 7200 times 0.045 times 8, 2,592 big ones. 2,592. Okay. All right, so let's go through and we're going to look at these other ones, and they're the same questions, but we switch the kind of interest in. So we get a little bit of cheat codes in here. So look, calculate the compound interest earned, round to the nearest cent. So I still got my $2,380 is deposited into account that earns a 3 1/4% compound interest. So this is important because I'm using those same letters. I want to make sure that I know what I'm using for my formula. So this time, my compound interest is this one right here. So I have my A equals 1. I'm sorry, big P, 1 plus the rate raised to the T. Okay? So let me pull it out. There's this, there, and there. So we already figured those out from up here. So I'm going to just, for the sake of time, go ahead and bring them back. We'll realize If your questions are different, of course, you're going to use different numbers, but we did the same ones. And then my T is in years. So I switched my percent to the decimal. My time is already in years. Now, this one is a little bit different because I'm trying to figure out what my A is, the total account balance. But my question is actually about the interest. So my P, 23801, my rate, 0.0325, raised to the fourth power. Okay, so if I put this in my calculator, I have 23801 plus 0.0325, and I'm going to, and if we don't know what button it is to change from just to 2, it's this one right here. I'm going to raise it to the fourth power, which is going to give me an account balance of $2,704.81. But I'm not done. This is telling me what my account balance is. I'm trying to figure out just what's the interest. So what I need to do now is go back and subtract what that beginning amount was, that initial amount, so I can figure out, well, how much interest is it that I gained? So I'm going to take this answer that I got for A, 2704.81, and I'm going to subtract what that beginning initial piece was, my P. Okay, so that was 2380, and you can do that in your calculator if you want. 2380, and I get $324.81. So this is my answer. How much interest? This is the account balance, the total account balance, but I'm trying to find out about the interest. So I need to go back. Once I get how much the account is after that time, I got to go back and take away what that initial part was, okay? All right, same ones for this one. So I'm looking at it again, highlight what kind of interest they're asking you for. We have our A equals P1 plus R to the T. This is the same as that one, so we know what our P is. We know our R, it was 4.5%, which changed to 0.045, and our T was 8 years. So we have 72001 plus 0.045 to the 8th power. So let's put that in our calculator. So we have 72001 plus 0.045, and I'm going to raise that to the 8th power, and I get 10,239.1, so basically 10 cents. But remember, that is not my answer. Once I have that, that's the account balance. I need to go back and subtract that initial amount. So 7200, and you can do that in your calculator. And I get 3,039.1. So this is how much the actual interest earned was. Okay? So pretty simple. If you let it be, again, you have your calculator, you have your formula chart. Come talk to me and we'll get some practice in.